Hello, welcome to DeansHour. Today we'll be playing Heroes by Magic 4. We'll show you how to play this game to its highest level. We'll be playing a land without a king. There's multiple castle types you can choose. Might, Nature, Chaos, Death, which is the best for me using Death. Death is the supreme castle type by far. Order, and Life. We'll play this on the hardest setting, Champion. Actually, extremely difficult. You start with no gold, computer starts with advantage, and the neutral armies are extremely large. Now, Life relies a lot on hero spellcasting and ranged units. Order relies a lot, again, like Life, on hero spellcasting, but a little more on the creatures, because the best creatures can spellcast, especially the genie. You will see why Death is so good. Chaos is a good mix between ranged offense and melee. They're level 2 ranged unit. The Medusa is extremely devastating against late game. They have the renowned Black Dragon. Nature is a bit weak. They have like one usable ranged unit that's extremely hard to build up to, and they have a bunch of like animals that you can summon. And then Might are a bunch of melee, like human barbarian units. They're decent. Nature, if somehow your opponents are not aggressive at all and they let you build up, they're possibly some of the best in the game, but that's not very realistic. Chaos is decent. Death is the best by far. Order is good, and Life is good also. I would say, for example, if I give Death 100 points, then tied for second place would be Order at like 80 points, and Chaos with 80 points. Chaos and Order, they go back and forth. And then the problem with Life is Life lacks consistency, because one of the strong points of Life is that their spells are extremely broken. But then when you acquire spells in this game, it requires buying a mage guild, and the spells you get are random. And that's what really screws with Life, because if you get the right spells, then I would say Life is like a 90 even. But you could be fighting, let's suppose you're Life and you're fighting Order, you could get something stupid like Nature Ward, or like, Death Ward, and that does not help against Order. So Life lacks variance, but they have the potential to be the second best in the game. And then, Nature is bad. I would give Nature like a 50. And then Might is actually pretty decent. I would say they're like 60. But not as good as Chaos or Order. So perhaps I'll explore that in more detail another time. So we're going to play Death. Death is best by far. Maybe even, comparing 100 to 80 isn't fair. Maybe we should even say like 120. That's how superior they are. They're superior in every single way. You'll especially see in this champion level game. So you see we start with no gold, and we have these other resources, a little bit of each. Heroes Might and Magic, not just the game 4, like all the other games, the basic premises of the idea is there's a map. You control a certain portion of it, and you must get richer as quickly as possible. Level up your heroes, get a huge army, and win. And for example, here is an ore mine. Here is wood lumber mill, and they're guarded, and they give lumber and ore respectively. And you need resources to build up your castle. For example, in order to build a citadel, which helps with defense, you need resources. Everything in this game requires resources to build. Now, in this game, there's 4 tiers of units. There's level 1 units, level 2, level 3, level 4. You usually start with the level 1 units. Their buildings build for free. So, for example, we have the cemetery, which builds skeletons, and then we have the torture chamber that builds imps. You can get both level 1 units either for free in the beginning of the game, or you have access to both no matter what. You can pay for their buildings. However, in this game forces you to choose which level 2 and level 3 and level 4 units to build. You can build either ghosts or Cerebri, the 3-headed, 4-headed dog of the underworld. But you cannot have both. And then once you satisfy the conditions to build one of these, then you can unlock any one of the level 3 buildings, either vampires for mansion or venom spawns for spawning. But you cannot have both again. And similarly, you cannot build a level 4 building until you have built either one of the level 3. So the level 4 for death, either the bone dragon from the dragon graveyard or the devil from the temple of the damned. What makes death so good is their consistency. Basically, every single unit you can choose from, even if you choose the poor choice, they're still very effective. Now, there's two main ways we can play this game. You can either go a more conservative path, and then the first thing we're going to do is get a city hall. And then after that, we're going to get the mansion eventually. Or the other way is we forego the city hall. The main point of this is to get extra gold income. So instead of 750 gold a day, which is what we have now, we'll have 1,000. You can forego this building and rush kennels. And the reason why you rush kennels and not ghosts, for example, if you thought ghosts are superior, you'll see here in order to build the barrel mount, it requires an undead transformer as this other building. So you have to sink even more resources in order to build the barrel mound. When really these two units don't matter in the long scheme of things. We're aiming for the mansion. Whereas in the kennel, the requirement is much easier. It's just gold, lumber, and silver. One of the reasons why you can skip the city hall is because they require lumber. You can save up your money, get the kennels, rush the kennels, and then immediately rush the mansion. Because vampires, once you have them, they give you a huge advantage. But we're going to play more conservative, less large, get the city hall. Then I believe we have a death lane, so we need a necromancer. That's the problem. Sorry, using interchangeable. We need a necromancer. Most important unit of the game, especially for this castle. So we'll get city hall, necromancer, maybe even a second level mage guild, kennels, mansion, so let's see our local spells. These are okay. Not the best. Never mind, we did start with the necromancer. So if we wanted to be extremely aggressive, we could just forego the city hall and just rush directly to vampires, but I'll show you the more conservative path. So in this game, the green bar indicates how far you can move toward your army, and how far you can move is determined by the slow speed of the slowest creature of your army. So here, you notice here, it says 19. This is how far you can move across the adventure map. That's okay. Whereas in these imps, it's 28. And again, you want your hero to be accompanied by at least one unit, because a hero by himself will not move as fast as a hero with imps, for example. So right now, since we're just collecting items, we're going to tell the skeleton to go back home, and we'll come back later. The green arrows represent areas that are safe. You won't be attacked by monsters, whereas in the yellow areas, if you end your turn there, or if you grab something in the yellow area, you could be attacked. Especially like this treasure chest, if you grab the treasure chest, almost certainly these zombies are going to come after you. In this case, the zombies will not grab you. Actually, worth it like this. Send the skeleton back home for now. Power up. Plus 3 spell points. Ash makes it sick. You can see from water in our spell points increase. It's kind of funny that Ashley used to be a male name. Watch Mountain and Ashley. I mean, like, when I see the word Ash, I think of Ash Ketchum being a Pokemon. Ash is a guy, and now here, Ash is a girl's name. One of my friends, his brother's name is Kyle, and I've heard that Kyle is turning into a girl's name as well. So it's like there's a lot of name changing going on. If we wanted to, we could recruit a Death Knight, and then have the Death Knight take these defense, offense bonuses, while the Necromancer takes the spell bonuses. We could play like that, but really all Death needs is a Necromancer. You do not need any other hero. But let me think. We could either do that, have the Necromancer take everything. I guess for the sake of variety, we're going to hire a Death Knight. Even though, like, one of the reasons why I hesitate want to study here simply need to place their hands within the sparkling magic. Of course I'm going to do that. You've learned basic necromancy. It's very good. Same thing, advanced death magic. Alright, that's good. Go to visit this level 2 shrine. Got life drain. It's actually a good one. Actually, in this case, we're not going to get that one. We're just going to pump up the necromancer. The necromancer will function simultaneously as a tank. So we just have enough to get to City Hall. At City Hall, getting our attribute pumps. Guild. So it teaches 3 level 2 death magic spells. Heroes who visit regain up to 50% of their spell points. Heroes who spend the night recover all their spell points. Requirements building have been met. Yeah, I can pay this. Fatigue, Mire, and Unholy Song. All very good spells. That makes up for the disappointing first level spells. Do we? Yeah, okay. Now we need to wait a little bit to recruit some of the monsters. Skeletons left to recruit. In this game, as opposed to other Heroes Might and Magic games, the units come on a daily basis. In the other game, they come on a weekly basis. Your position in this army is important. So for example, this is a front position. This is a rear position. Front, rear, front, rear, front. With the positions here being closer to battle, then, for example, this front, these are both front positions, but the skeletons are a little more rear. If this confuses you, look on the main map. These are front positions, rear positions. So our necromancer, we kind of want him to tank slightly, so we'll put him a little bit back in the front. Imps will put in the back. Skeletons will also put a little toward the front, but a little bit toward the back. We need to recruit some imps over here. We don't have quite enough gold. Wait your turn. Surprisingly enough, you can steal this ore actually without the troglodytes engaging you. Now we will grab this treasure chest, but the peasants will engage us, but that's okay. So, in this game, even though on expert mode we have very little gold, it is almost always better to gain experience in this game. So, again, advanced necromancy. Necromancy is what breaks this castle plan. Especially once you get to the next one, you are in extremely good shape. Expert necromancy, because you get to raise ghosts that are level 2 units after every battle. So we're going to rush for expert necromancy. So the peasants attack us. So you notice they have these creature units are huge. They're 75, 75, 74. One of the reasons why death is so good, most of their spells scale. What do I mean by that? So for example, Disrupting Ray, it decreases the target's melee and range defense by 20%. So it affects every single one of the units in the stack, in one stack. And for example, Fatigue causes an enemy target to move at half speed of movement. So when I cast Fatigue, all 74 of these peasants move very slowly. Whereas if I was another creature, castle type like Chaos, for example, my spells would be like Magic Arrow, like Lightning Bolt. And in that case, if we're playing a lower difficulty level, let's say my Magic Arrow will destroy 10 peasants out of 2. Well, that's pretty good. I can probably beat them before they even get to me. But when there's so many, like 74 of them, Magic Arrow, what does it matter if I kill 10 peasants out of 74? They're going to definitely get to me and I'm going to die. But death, our spell scale, so it's really good. So, let's 15 drain, it drains life from nature and life targets. Let's try to drain some more life. Also, we are going to let's try to kite them again. Actually, that might be a little close. Let's try it. Okay, actually, they didn't take the bait. We're going to maneuver ourselves to a better position. Okay, now they're splitting up a bit. So here, okay, the skeletons I raised? Well, either way, you can see it was extremely clean combat. Basically, every other castle type would have lost tons of units. We destroyed 224 units, losing only 2 skeletons. And we actually have a positive from advanced necromancy. So again, our goal now is to build the kennels and then tech to the mansion. So what does the mansion need? Mansion needs lumber and crystal. Same thing, we need lumber, we already have some sulfur. So we need to get crystal here. So we will need to plow a path through there. So we can pick up some reinforcements first. Slight numbers that they may be. Now in this battle we actually may lose a few units. So there is another trick we can use to abuse to minimize our losses. So one of the ways that you can make a lot of money, and this is why Order is a fairly decent castle type, why I say level 2, level 80 points, they have the Lord. The Lord has ability and estates. For example, the ability increases all creature growth in the castle, whereas the estates give you extra money per turn. We can hire a Lord who will pay off himself eventually because he makes 100 million plus extra level that we basically use him as a meat shield. So he can also absorb an attack and give he can absorb an attack and steal retaliation. But you know, we want to play more purely. We want to just prove that death is superior to Did I level up? So we are actually going to use those units in this battle, but that's okay. So we got lucky with that treasure chest, it was only 32. 500 experience. Now, if we had the spell Curse, that would be very effective, but I do not believe we do, so we'll just have to make do without it. Fatigue doesn't work on undead, non-living units. That's the other reason why, you know, death is so good. So we are just and neither does Unholy Song, so we're just going to have the Disrupting Ray. Actually, I think I might have made a mistake. They might be within range. Oh, okay, never mind. Now, they may not chase, but let's hope they do. Okay, that was great. So we bought time with them chasing aimlessly. We cannot raise skeletons because there are no with dead bodies to take advantage of. Life drain doesn't work, so we're just going to maneuver ourselves into a good position to fight. Even if the stack that collects it is destroyed, you still get the resources. So we're going to send this skeleton to steal the crystal and sacrifice himself. So we got a crystal from that, but we don't actually have to fight these 90 ghosts to take control of the actual crystal plate. So now you see we have 12 wood, 8 crystal, 3,000 something gold. We satisfy these requirements, we just need to wait a couple turns for the vampires. And if only I did not screw up that battle, I would have been a higher level, but that's okay. That works out because I can show you that even making a mistake, death is still the strongest by far. Expert, necromancy, that's exactly what we need. We're going to walk back to town. Skeletons, you know, they can't be fatigued, can't be mind controlled, and they have this skeletal range defense, which increases their range defense by 100, giving you a range defense of 24, and that's huge. You can have them stand in front of your fragile units and basically soak up all the archery hits from like the Medusa from Chaos. They can't really do anything to the skeletons. They can't turn them into stone because they're not living, and they have high defense and they're protected casters. Same thing to Imp. Not only can they can steal mana from other units, heroes, or casters. So genies are very powerful, but they get screwed over by Imps. They steal magic given to you. And also, for example, the strongest, quote-unquote, strongest life unit, the Angel, is a flying melee unit that can cast Resurrect. Resurrect brings back dead units. But the level 1 Imp can steal mana from the Angel. Angel can't cast Resurrect. So actually the best unit for life is the Cavalier. You might be called the champion, I don't remember. It's a charging horseman who has first strike. Very good unit. But that being said, we're going to leave basically every single death unit is extremely good. And like the vampires can't be mind controlled. They're flying, they attack immediately, the victim can't even retaliate, and they do damage, they heal themselves, powered, and their stats are really good. These are stats, 30, 30, 30, and 5 level 4 units. The only thing that can't keep up with the level 4 unit is their health and their damage, but you will see it doesn't make a difference because we get them so early, even on the highest difficulty, and even with me building their building 1 turn late, being careless, you know, and then that fight at the zombies, you know, I was careless too, I lost my hero, but that's alright. You can see, like, from that first bout I had with the peasants, death has just so much potential, so even though I made a mistake or two, you should easily be able to see how powerful death is. Rear again. There's nothing they can do. You're done already. That's it, you know, the game is over. Can't do anything. Can't stop. And not just that, now I get free ghosts. Ghosts, you know, the other level 2 unit. We rushed kennels because those are a quicker path, but ghosts are amazing. Like, again, their defensive values are so huge. That's because of their insubstantial nature. So they're great defenders. You can have them. You can have your casters hide behind them again. And this is a really great debuff. This says it has a chance. It's pretty much 100% chance. If the ghosts touch you in combat, which they will, because they're flying and they're quick, they will put this huge debuff on you called Aged, and it decreases your attack skill, your defense, and your speed of movement. It's amazing. The only caveat to this unit is that their HP is slightly low, so they're kind of vulnerable to, you know, spell casting, like a magic missile or something. For example, if you look at the Cerebri, their defense cannot compare with the 30 from the Ghost, but they have 24 HP, as opposed to... what was it? Here. 24 HP as opposed to 15 here. But then again, these are flyers, they're fast on the moving map, but they have this great debuff, so... Mage staff, increase the amount of mana you can do. We're going to just quickly control all the mines and build up our army. Now, our new goal now is eventually we will get one of these level 4 buildings, and then we want to level up our hero and basically kill our enemies, raise them as ghosts, and then we're going to tech up all the way to Grandmaster Necromancy, which gives us vampires. That's our ultimate goal. So actually, we can build the Necromancer Amplifier. This is really unnecessary right now. We can do it just we gather more units. Makes death so feared. You know, their units are great. You can creep the entire map uncontested and also build up a huge army. So one of the problems in these games is that when you get into combat against another, you know, human player, especially a competent player, your armies are going to be huge and your heroes generally die in one shot. And there's an item called the Potion of Immortality that lets you, you know, basically have an extra life, so even when your hero dies, he comes back to life. But then the next turn, you have to pop another potion or else you're just going to die the next turn. And so often what happens is you get this situation where your hero, the only thing they can do is keep popping potions of immortality, or else they're completely useless. Like, it doesn't matter if you're level 50 general with tons of, you know, tactical skills. Actually, that may be one of the rare exceptions, because at least your tactical skills are affecting everyone. But for example, let's suppose you're a level 50 life mage and you have all these great spells, but you can only cast maybe one of them, because otherwise if you don't keep casting Potion of Immortality, your hero's going to die. But the Necromancer is a lot different, because as you've gone around the map and been leveling up, you've been providing your army greater strength through raising units. So even if your Necromancer dies in one turn, it doesn't matter. He's already done his job throughout the entire game by giving you all the creatures that you need for advantage. Just gonna put him here so only this Troglodyte can reach him. Slowly soften up their army. Working out quite well. Slowly put him down north. I think they're pretty much weak enough that I can stand on the toe now. Yeah, it's over. And we get more units. So I'm just going to power through everything. A lot of the other castle types, you can also lose the game through attrition. Like maybe you're capturing their castle over here, they sneak around and capture your castle, and even though you might have a stronger army, you'll slowly get worn down. But as death, you can never get worn down, because you carry your army with you. You can keep making armies just by creeping through the map. This is the power of death. There is a slight caveat, and I would say that death cannot lifesteal off of other dead units. But then, you know, that just makes death even better, because the counter to death is death. Because the only units that are dead are from death. Alright, well, you know, game over again. Vampires is, you know, like even if they kill one vampire, the vampire's life leech ability is dead vampires. So it's not like burst damage that happens, no kill 1 or 2, then the vampire can't heal back up to full. No, the vampire can heal back up to full. So here we are, we're already almost at Grandmaster. Actually, I can actually just rush their castle right now, and they wouldn't be able to win. But, you know, I'll show you a more conservative play. So right now, we are already winning, because we're gaining levels, collecting resources. Say, like, for example, we lost, but now, when I attack, straight, that's what makes Vampire so good. My motto for video games is to play as quickly as well as possible and with efficiency. undead. We actually are just gonna go back and creep around. Actually, we don't need that artifact. It increases morale. A very, very few amount of living damage that can use it. Doesn't really say like, oh, death is multiple to get a question, but that is totally not true. Especially since death can creep faster than any other cast type. You'll find that games change a lot based upon your skill. The better you are as a player, the better your defense, the harder it is to lose. And death is a race that rewards you for being a good player. Let's see. In my opinion, most of the time, you want devils. Devils are the fastest unit in the game. You are almost always guaranteed a strike, and they can also summon another unit, Ice Demon, which can paralyze another enemy troop for like 3 turns. It's very effective. Also, the Bone Dragon is good too. But there is nothing that puts a seal in the coffin against life than the devils, because he comes with his own anti-life ability, which is Life Ward. So we are almost Alright, let's see. Did I level up to expert? No, that doesn't even matter. So we only really need 1 unit vampires. We already have 37 ghosts just from doing the map. Keep a lot of creatures in reserve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go clear out this area and just power up a lot. Like, I know I'm not playing without some exact efficiency, but I just try to like I could cast burst or something, but always be The best thing about death is that there is no pressure to end the game early. If it is up to the other players to defeat you. If they don't come to you, the longer the game drags on, the stronger you get. So it's basically impossible to kill Death early on. And that's your best chance. Even if you do try to kill Death early on, it's just so difficult. It is definitely impossible to kill Death. The only exception I would say is that you are nature, but you would have to drag out the game so long, like turn it into like a 20-hour game, that for all intents and purposes, Death is definitely the best. And the only reason I say that is because nature gets an extra creature type building, which potentially you have 2 level 4s. But as long as there's creatures out on the map, Death would still be superior. Now, one of the reasons why I'm being more conservative, I am trying to kill this guy back by killing the zombies first. Because Let's take a look. Just by raw growth, we have 20 level 2 units. So by creeping the map, we have 9 level 2 units. So there's no way that anyone can win a drawn-out battle against them. Even early on. Lord's Ring, Sanders. Again, we're going to put the ghost in front of the casters to take out any It's just so unfair. As you can see, pretty much the only way to lose this is through your own careless mistakes. Like how I forgot that this was the hardest level and that the creature stacks are huge. That's what makes death so great. Like if you're playing 100% focused, you basically can't lose. So let's see, 14,000 Chaos Annex. Let's build our level 3. Mass cancellation, raise ghost, that helps a lot. Don't even need to build an armory to start abusing the immortal potions. But then, for example, let's suppose, we're going to attack the next army. We have quite sizable reserve to keep behind in case we get attacked. And there is no way that any of the other players can oppose us. We're just too strong. It's too much. Our normal level 2 growth is only like 20. Just through combat, 6. If we'll be higher level, we'll have tons of level 2 units. Now it's definitely game over. Grandmaster level. Beat these zombies through using the no retaliation rule. We have 2 units because, we basically have lost in units. We have tons of level 1 units, whereas every other race would have lost in units. It's just too much. basically send free corpses to use for my army. Get some upgrades here. Oh, this is interesting. If you have both of these, you can start summoning like imps and even like ice demons once you get high enough. You summon imp. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna end the game nice and early. Even though we could just now go around on a permanent, creeping spree and just get tons of vampires. So, for example, these guys can't do anything. Funneling the now see if we get free vampires. Just too good. Let's go in. So every time you see these units, it's like, it's like your birthday. It's great. You get free units. Now these satyrs use like roundhouse in the face. More vampires, but this combo is why death is unstoppable. So it's basically like, instead of these wandering monsters being an obstacle, it's like free additions to your army. You will always be higher level than other armies. You will always have a bigger army size as well. What did we need? Chaos Annex. And we needed sulfur. We probably should have went for a sulfur one, but it's alright. Just demonstrate on the card. Got this. Take the shots first. And again, it's Yeah, see, even if they kill my hero, it doesn't matter. I have so many units. Leave the 64 ghosts, the vampires that my hero produced. Same thing here, level 3. Level 3. Even if instead of all these like small heroes he had a level 15, it doesn't matter. Just because I have so many ghosts, so many vampires. It just doesn't matter. It's just too much. Break down a game of Black Water, stand in front of my provide defense. Doesn't even matter that we lost the hero. And we get even more vampires. Even if they had volcanic vent, it's not going to make a difference. It's too good. So like these are like level 3 and level 2s. Same thing last time we got. I'm running around with 14 level 3s. I would have more, if I was playing some careless. 36 level 3s. It doesn't even make a difference. I would just steals his mana that I use to cast terror. high level caster, 55 ghosts knocking your doorstep. There's nothing you can do about that. Unless again you were deaf. And you were to encounter the best ghost that you can use itself. Which establishes death as number 1. What do they have in here? Okay, so genies, a band, okay. And this is going to what I was talking about, the war of attrition. So their main army, 2 guys over here, yes, computer does play poorly, but I mean, what are they going to do? The necromancer is always going to win wars of attrition. I don't even really feel like building up this town. Let's do it anyway. Tower. Yep, it's over. Can't even buy the potions of immortality. We don't need that. So I mean, yeah, this would be a fairly decent army. 17. We have way more units at home. This isn't even the full extent of our army. Barely trying. Stealing mana. Nothing. We took on their main base with just a handful of our strength. Like if we actually went back to our town, we were collecting things. Every single one of our level 2 even more vampires. We even have devils. It's game over. And our heroes were all vastly higher level. Yeah, we gained a level there. We're level 11. Even if you combine all their level 5 got level 5. Still, the level 12, you saw we died early on in combat. It doesn't make a difference because we already earned, our keep, with all the ghosts and vampires. They had no solution. You can even with all those genies, the best, one of the best units in the game, they just couldn't do anything. So yeah, actually, his one chance was to try to take them over this castle, but now it's too late. Game's over. And that is why death is number 1 in the game by far. Superior in every single way. So I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. I definitely powered through this as quickly as possible. And I hope I did a good job demonstrating the overwhelming power of death. I mean, even you can see just by the way I play in battles, the manipulation at the highest level, how you can run out of battles with no losses and even a positive, and literally the worst enemy was myself. If I'm playing sloppy, in the beginning of the game, when I was fighting those zombies at the mill, I played sloppy, I kited the wrong way, I lost my hero. I mean, to another castle type that would have been devastating, but the death just bounces right back. It's just too strong. Literally, the only way you can lose is death versus death, or yourself. You play careless. So, again, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. If you have any questions or comments or any ideas, suggestions, just feel free to let me know. You can also email me at DeansHour@gmail.com. Feel free to send me suggestions. If there's any life questions, relationship questions, feel free to send them my way. I'll try to respond. Well, thank you. I will probably try to make more videos demonstrating, nuances about this game, or even though I cracked on nature for being terrible, I'll show you how you can play nature to its fullest potential. But again, if somehow I could play myself, nature versus death would just stomp nature. It's not even close. Like even like life, how I was saying how their castle type is dependent on you getting the right type of spells. Even if life got the most perfect spells against death, so it got like death ward and everything, life would still lose because it has no answer to the combined might of vampires plus the level 4 units, the devils or the bone dragons. Lots of life's units are all ranged. The bone dragon basically destroys all ranged units, and the devil, even if you pick the devil, I actually prefer the devil in this matchup as it has life ward that completely destroys life. And then also the same thing, the level 1 unit, the imp, it completely shuts down life's angel. So if I played most people online or in person, they would just lose just by picking the angel. If they were smarter and they picked the cavalier, still the cavalier cannot solo vampires and bone dragons or devils combined, so it's pretty much a lost cause. Life can't creep faster on the map than death. It's as you can see, death is just too good. Well, thank you for watching.